Okay, so this Oprah and the Rock video is a smokescreen. I knew it was some sort of a shenanigan, but I couldn't figure it out exactly what it was. I went to look up the death toll and the missing persons, information. Actually, I tried to make this video once and green screen it for you to show you, but I got edited out somehow of my video. So I'll tell you, among 4 different news stations, there are 4 different figures at least on the level of missing person and children missing, which is very strange to me. Now, it's a small island. I live on the islands, not on Maui, but even on Oahu, which I think is more populated, I don't know. Either way, I know Hawaiians and they have very tight-knit communities. There is no reason that there should be any confusion about the number of people that is missing because that doesn't make any sense. It's almost actually impossible in a way. And again, why do 4 different news feeds have 4 different ideas about if the people are missing or not? I've seen videos with the governor being interviewed and he gives a very deeply suspicious vibe of someone who's doing something wrong, who wants to try to blame you for it. Very narcissistic. Like, no, it was you. It's like, why are you acting like this? Why are you acting flippant about your citizens? You not knowing the amount of them that are missing. One of the easiest things you can do is dress up and suit up 2 little sociopaths in red and send them out to rage farm the public so that the public can forget about what's actually going on there and, sort of like drive their anger towards this and have them focus on something. And I beg of us all to not do that right now. I made a video about this already, but it just seemed to make no sense, right, for this to be happening, for 2 people to do this, especially when in this eat the rich society that we're living in. Like, anyone would know that's a terrible video to leave up. And there's a reason that it's still up. If something seems incredible and you're just incredulous, it's probably a shenanigan. So anyways, flatly put, I think it's very much a distraction from, everyone trying to figure out what happened, what's been going on, and now the rage has been farmed and it's sent off again, like I said, into the wrong direction. I think it's time for all of our conspiracy theorists to really get serious about it and really dig into this and find out what's going on. And I think there's no more incentive than that. And I'm going to try to do the same for myself. Not the best researcher in the world, but it's very clear, this is both a land grab and also now it's seeming to me to be some sort of I don't know, possible human trafficking endeavor. I also don't know what's going on, but I'm seeing a very, very limited amount of videos of people who actually live on Maui talking about the situation on Maui. And I have to also believe this is a contrivance and done on purpose as well. Again, simply because it doesn't make sense. And I know a lot of people say, don't talk about conspiracy theories. It doesn't help the people. Finding out what happened actually helps the people. So I think that's nonsense. And that's very much a, what is that? Fraudulent virtue signaling that is completely useless. I also want you to ask when they have ever put up firewalls around sites like this. All the things that are happening really don't make any sense.
So the situation down in Maui is not getting any better. And from the looks of things, it seems as if the mainstream media is already trying to abandon this story. Don't get me wrong, they mention it every now and then, but it's not getting the coverage it deserves, and it's damn sure not getting the amount of coverage that it was getting at first. It looks like they're already trying to memory hold this thing. And the people on the ground, they're all saying that it's damn near impossible to get any help. Don't get me wrong, they get help from their neighbors and people in their community, but they say that it's impossible to get any help from these agencies that are out there in the area. You got these various government agencies and the military. They're all out there, but instead of helping people, from what I've been told and from what I've seen, now they've put up checkpoints and roadblocks all around the island. To travel to certain areas on the island, you have to have a card, you have to have a pass. It's really weird. It's already getting into some type of dystopian type stuff, but in order to you can't travel freely around the area. There's checkpoints where they're checking to see, do you have a card? Are you registered to be able to come here? Are you registered to be able to go there? And listen, everyone out there on the ground involved in this situation, they all are on the same page and they all believe that this was more than just a wildfire. There's very obviously something going on here. And from everyone that I have personally talked to, from all walks of life, from all around the world, all types of different religions, races, political beliefs, you name it, everyone seems to think that there's something really weird about this story. Everyone that I've talked to personally, they all say they get a weird feeling about this story, and I do as well. I can guarantee that a lot of you watching this video, you know the feeling that I'm talking about. I cover news stories for a living. Not every news story gives me this feeling, but I get this weird feeling like something really just downright dirty and wicked is going on here. And I know a lot of you all feel the same. But as I was saying, this area is kind of locked down. And people are getting arrested for trying to visit their homes or their sites where their homes used to be. And they're only letting certain people in the area. And I want to show you what they're doing when these people leave the area, because this is kind of weird and unsettling in my opinion. Let's go ahead and roll this clip and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
Okay, all good.
Now, as we all know, I am no expert. I do not pretend to be. I don't know how these protocols go. I don't know how these things go. I've covered stories like this one in the past, and I usually don't see people being like decontaminated after showing up at, you know, the sites of wildfires. But hey, it is what it is. I understand that a lot of chemicals and stuff could have been released in the area, but it's kind of unsettling to see that. Like, is there something more that we should know? I'm fresh off of covering that catastrophe that happened in East Palestine. And people who were in the contamination zone in that area were taking less precautions than I see happening here. So the fact that they're all acting as if these people are contaminated by some type of something, you know, it makes me feel kind of weird. Like, what do you think these people are carrying around, radiation? Or I don't know what to think of it. You know, I understand, like I said, you got this big fire, you got buildings, and Lord knows what's in these buildings. I understand that it's a dirty situation. I get it. But at the same time, I usually don't see stuff like this. And then when you see like the whole neighborhood is like quarantined off, you know, they blocked the whole neighborhood off. And then when you see the people leaving the area having to go through these protocols, it just makes me feel weird. And it's just another weird detail in an already weird situation. And you have to understand that, you know, it's not my fault for thinking this is weird. It's not your fault for thinking this stuff is weird. They're not being transparent with us about anything. We still don't know the official amount of people missing. We can't get a stable number. Who knows? Still, we have no idea what's going on with all of these missing kids. 2,000 kids missing from the public school system. They won't talk about it. They won't answer questions. They shut down press conferences. So when you see people feeling weird about the situation and questioning things, understand that's why. Because they're going out of their way not to tell us stuff. And I don't understand why it's been basically a month since this fire and they still can't hammer in an exact number of how many people died or how many people are missing or what in the hell happened to all of these kids. But let me know your thoughts down below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all soon in the next video.